M3GAN 2.0 or M3GAN 2.0 came out. They're already calling it a failure. And even Jason Blum, who I like Jason Blum a lot. Blumhouse, he's built up into this, horror house of horrors, putting out their branded horror films. And you know what? Some are good, some are bad. I generally have fun. I think one of the worst I saw was that one that was the killer pool. That was bizarre. But he explains here, and Alan, I think you have the notes from the wrap. Jason Blum gets candid on why he thinks M3GAN 2.0 failed at the box office. Well, what does he have to say?
69.
Sorry, I'm going over the notes. We gotta talk about how notes are are summarized. Let me read you what it says here. Jason Blum, founder and CEO of Blumhouse Productions, is reclaiming the narrative around M3GAN 2.0, opting to get candid about why he thinks the sequel, which was previously tracking to open at 45 million, faltered at a weekend of just over 10 million. While appearing on The Town, he says that it came down to three basic factors: changing too much from the original, betting on a summer premiere when the first movie premiered in the fall, and then fast tracking the movie. We all thought M3GAN was like Superman. We could do anything to her. We could change genres. We could put her name in this. We could put her in the summer. We could make her look different. We could turn her from bad to good. We kind of classically overthought how powerful people's engagement was really with her.
What they're saying here is also we kind of classically overthought how powerful people's engagement are really with her, and they're describing it as a genre swap. You can race swap, you can gender swap, but what they did was a genre swap, and they're saying that might have been the thing that people didn't like. I think it was the thing. I think it's fine. Look at Alien was pure horror, the first Alien, directed by Ridley Scott. Then it was an action movie in Aliens as directed by James Cameron. Same thing. I mean, Terminator was more pure sci-fi, and then Terminator 2 was more action than sci-fi. So I don't know. I think you can genre swap, but one thing I do like is the lead actress. What's her name? Allison Williams.
Yeah, Allison Williams.
She took this so seriously, this role. Dead serious. And she acted her ass off and was not a false note. So, I mean, the cast certainly did their best, but I think it got a little too goofy. I don't mind action, but it got goofy. Not that the first one wasn't goofy.
Right.
You could buy it. I don't know if there'll be a 3.0.
I don't know. I mean, if you go back to our review of it, these are the things I mentioned. And a lot of it was why I didn't really like this movie as much as the first one. The first movie was decidedly a horror movie.
Yes.
Created this AI robot who could protect the mom, and then all of a sudden people started dying. A kid died, her boss dies. And this one, they just okay. Look, when you make a sequel, it's because people liked the first movie.
Right.
But in this case, they thought that people liked the character and not the movie as a whole. The character was fine, but the character needed to continue to do what the character does. But in this case, they made her a good guy. They turned her from heel to a baby face. They changed the entire tone of the movie. So the suspenseful kills that happened in the first movie is non-existent in this movie. And then they just changed the overall tone and moving her in a direction way too fast. I think you could have ultimately made her a good guy, a babyface, but I don't think you could have done it immediately after into the second movie. Maybe go down the road, because you certainly have seen that where you have villains, they have sequels, and then eventually they become good, or eventually we begin to feel sympathetic toward them. And this was just the wrong thing. Yeah, and then there's a bit of the marketing news. Yeah, it came out in the fall versus in the summer. And
why was this not Halloween, October?
Yeah.
Save it for October, maybe late September.
Well,
like that's
because it's no longer a horror film.
Well,
That's the other
you're
thing.
right. You're right. What a
But
disappointment.
here's the thing. This is something I appreciate from Jason Blum that no other studio executive is willing to do. And that's to reflect and say why their movie failed. And to just lay it out there. Yeah, we made mistakes. And those mistakes hurt us in the end. I would like to see Kevin Feige do that. I would like to see Kathleen Kennedy do that. I would like to see Bob Iger do that. Just come clean and say, we made mistakes. Here are the mistakes. And here's how we're not going to make those mistakes again. Because reading this, I would, if a M3GAN 3.0 comes again, I will see M3GAN 3.0 because at least I know the guy in charge realized the mistakes made in 2.0.
Precisely. He's doing something Kathleen Kennedy cannot admit failure. And that's why I like Jason Blum. I've seen interviews with him. I've seen him talk at CinemaCon. I think he's very self-aware, cares what he does, but not every movie's going to be a home run. You're going to get a double. You're going to strike out on base. That's the way it is. You make so many movies. I like the Blumhouse brand. I like, it's like, I feel like I'm in good hands and not all the movies are good. And that's the game. That's the way it is.
Yeah. But they, again, recognized it. And when you recognize the mistakes you made, that gives you more confidence that they're going to not make the same mistake the next time.